Hello everyone and welcome back to AJ Anime, where you can find all things anime. But now, we're going to talk about manga. One of the best animes of all time, Attack on Titan, just ended after the final chapter's Special 2 was released. It signaled the end of an era of how one anime managed to create a fanbase of millions of viewers through its intricate, captivating, and mostly shocking storytelling. This video will talk about the end of Attack on Titan and explain why Eren started the rumbling. Warning, this will include some spoilers, so if you haven't watched it yet, stop now. So some people might not even know why Eren did this in the first place. Why was he able to go through so much death and carnage and was even willing to manipulate both his father and mother? Well, first things first, Eren started the rumbling because, for him, it was the only way he could save his people from the entire world. His plans were so complex to the point that we'd need to create another video just to explain it. The final chapter, Season 2, is basically more of a movie than an episode, as it lasts for more than 1.5 hours. It was released back on November the 5th, 2023, and is the true ending of this legendary series. At the beginning of the episode, Onyankopon keeps the flying boat afloat while the warriors and the scouts target the Beast Titan. Armin plans that once he transforms into the Colossal Titan, they can weaken the Founding Titan's body and even find Eren and Zeke's whereabouts. But when Reiner transformed and attacked the Beast Titan, it was just an empty shell, and so they realized that Zeke might be using the same tactic as the Warhammer Titan from before when he hid his original location, as the shell was connected to the Founding Titan's body. Still, Armin tries to transform, but another Titan grabs him and stops him from transforming or even screaming. This Titan even swallows him and escapes, ruining their plans. Not only that, Pieck realizes that the Titans that are about to attack them aren't any ordinary Titans like the ones in Paradis. These were actually copies of the past generations of the 9 Titans. They came in different forms, but Pieck took a risk and ran towards the Founding Titan's nape with explosives so that she could detonate them while they were attached to her Titan form. Before she can, though, the Cart Titan is impaled by a Warhammer Titan and more Jaw Titans appear. These Jaw Titans even looked like the Galliard siblings. Meanwhile, back in Fort Salta, Commander Muller, along with Eldian refugees and Marleyan soldiers, do their best to stop the Founding Titan, but it seems like they can't even slow it down. The scouts and warriors keep fighting, but as Armin is struggling to still be conscious, Bertholdt's Colossal Titan appears and attacks Reiner. Luckily, Reiner survives and he meets Jean. It looks like they're surrounded and everything seems lost, but that's when Falco's Winged Jaw Titan appears with Gabby and Annie. They regroup and decide to split up when one group attacks the Founder's nape while others try to rescue Armin. As they start their plan, the Warhammer Titans start firing arrows at them. Reiner and Jean were the first ones to drop, and Reiner transforms and heads for the Warhammer Titans, while Jean goes back to Pieck. Pieck, in the meantime, is still in the fight, and both Jean and her aim to get the detonator. During all the fighting, Armin even enters the paths where he sees Zeke. Zeke explains the origin of life, Eren's understanding of Ymir's desires, and how she was suffering. After their conversation, when they looked up, they saw some familiar faces, including Grisha and Eren Kruger. Outside, though, Jean and Pieck are still fighting. Reiner was also being slowly pushed by the Warhammer Titans, while Annie, Connie, and Mikasa fought Bertholdt's Colossal Titan. This is when Bertholdt, the Galliard brothers, and Ymir's Titans start fighting against the other Titans made by the Founding Titan's body. They successfully help Armin escape, and even Grisha and Eren Kruger's Titans switch sides. Levi finally spots Zeke, and this time he successfully beheads him. Because Zeke is no longer there, the Wall Titans stop moving, but Eren's Founding Titan does not. This is because he no longer has any control of the Titans since he has no connection with royal blood, so the rumbling is stopped. This pushes Pieck to blow the explosives. When the Founding Titan's head was removed, a glowing centipede monster came out and wanted to reconnect its head. Reiner tries to stop it as Armin transforms into Colossal Titan form. When Armin transformed, you can really see how sad and depressed he truly was and how he hated everything that's happened so far. The group reunites at Fort Salta where they see Reiner and Armin still trying to subdue the centipede monster. But Eren transforms into a Colossal Titan, and this is when they make Eren their target. The centipede releases a mist that transforms all the Eldian refugees, including Jean and Connie, into Titans. But why did they turn into Titans even without Zeke's scream? Well, the mist released automatically turns any Eldian into a Titan, with only a delayed trigger effect. There was even a time when both Jean and Connie remembered burning bodies, which was a reference to the corpses they burned after Erwin and the other scouts committed a suicide attack against the Beast Titan in Shiganshima. In the meantime, Eren and Armin attack each other. Their battle was unlike anything we've seen before in the series, and we would never have even expected to witness. The way Eren and Armin fought was epic, and it was on a completely different magnitude as it shook the ground itself. Pieck at this time has just had enough. She could do anything else, even die for their cause, but she cannot see her family turn into Titans. Pieck might be one of the toughest characters in the series, but this was the last straw that almost broke her. She's not fighting for Marley, but she's doing it for her friends and family, which reflects what she said to Gabby before. This is sort of like Levi and how he doesn't fight for Eldia, but for his comrades and friends. Annie and Pieck then help Rainer subdue the centipede. Mikasa has a daydream about her and Eren where he says he just wants to live with Mikasa until he passes away. There are a couple of Easter eggs here that you might want to pick up. Eren had short hair here because it looks like he's still taking care of himself, unlike in the original series where he had longer hair, which was due to him not caring anymore after his powers were fully activated and he just wanted to complete the rumbling. This might also reflect what Mikasa wants him to look like. You can also see that Mikasa doesn't have very short hair anymore, and this is because this is how Eren wants to see her. And did you know it was just an accident why she has short hair? Well, it was because it was accidentally cut while it was in a knot. There's also a moment that looks very similar to episode 1 when they were under the tree, but this time Mikasa wakes up with tears. This dream might also be an alternate timeline where Mikasa didn't say they were family when Eren asked her what he was to her. If this is true, Armin would most likely have been dead and the Alliance of Nations would just be around the corner to invade Paradis since the rumbling didn't happen. Meaning that Mikasa did the right thing by not confessing, because if Eren accepted, then they would have run away into the woods and the series would have ended in a different manner. But Mikasa shows her resolve and the dream slowly fades away. Eren even asks Mikasa to throw away the scarf so she can forget about him, but doesn't do that. With the help of the others, like Armin in his colossal Titan form holding Eren still, and Levi, who blew Eren's teeth using the Thunder Spear, Mikasa enters the Founding Titan's mouth, where she sees Eren's head. They lock eyes for one final time. In a heartbreaking moment, we get to see another flashback where Mikasa says her infamous line, "See you later, Eren," as she proceeds to kiss Eren's decapitated head. Eren and Armin talk in the paths where he reveals Ymir's love for King Fritz. This is because Ymir, despite being treated as trash by Fritz, actually loves him, and you can see how Ymir always looks at the king and the other women he talked to. Basically, Mikasa was the one who released Ymir from King Fritz's grasp, as Mikasa was able to do what she couldn't, and that was to kill the person she only ever had that was supposed to continue the cycle of hatred. We get to know that Eren beat Ymir up because he wanted to create some distance from himself. He also revealed that he knew about this outcome 4 years ago when they received their medals after the Battle of Shiganshima District. It was even part of his plan where he deliberately saved Berthold so he could attack Wall Maria and his own mother would be killed. Eren was even the one who guided the Titan that ate his mother into their home. Armin tries to stop Eren and convince him that there's another path waiting for them. This is when Eren cries and admits that he doesn't want Mikasa to forget about him. After a long time, this is when Eren finally broke down and showed us his true feelings. You'll even notice that whenever he breaks down, Mikasa is always there, or it's actually related to him losing his mind because he realizes what he's done. And this was true in almost every season. He just looked so cold because he had no other choice since he was the only one who could change the world. You can even see that in the rumbling opening, there's a line called, "I never wanted to play the king," which reflects his feelings. But when Armin wakes up, he sees that Mikasa is already carrying Eren's head and it makes the Eldians turn back into humans. This was because of Eren's final wish, and he talked to his other friends in their heads. Eren said to Annie that she would live a long life, where she called him a suicidal blockhead like she did in Season 1, and Eren told Connie that his mother would transform back into a human. However, he didn't talk to Pieck, even if Pieck did wish to have at least one conversation with him. Levi also sees his comrades, including Levi's squad, Erwin, and Hanji. They give a final salute, along with Sasha giving a salute to Jean and Connie. Mikasa also meets with Ymir, where we see her eyes for the first time. Mikasa buries Eren's head underneath the tree in Shiganshima where we saw Eren back in episode 1. That's when a bird arrives and wraps her scarf around her, just like how Eren did when she was waiting for her friends to visit Eren's grave. The bird symbolizes how they are now free from all the hatred and war. Even in Mikasa's grave when she grew old, we can see that she still wore the scarf he gave her. Time passes, and a boy with his dog discovers Eren's grave. After the events of Attack on Titan, war still consumed the human race, and this proved Eren's words to be true. Humanity will always come back to war, and that is just the human cycle. But Eren's goal was just to give his friends a peaceful life where they can pass away without ever experiencing war ever again. Mikasa was destined to be the one to kill Eren because, well, it was Eren's plan, as well as because he believed she was the only one that could do it and even make her and Armin look like the heroes that saved humanity. He was also able to talk to Mikasa and Armin in what looked like different parts of their lives through the power of the founding Titan and Ymir. They were in the place when they were the happiest, with Armin being with Eren in the docks when they were kids and Mikasa living with him in the forest, which mirrored her life with her parents. There was even one time when he erased a fragment of Armin and the others' memories when they made contact in the paths again using the founding Titan's powers. He was able to talk to them just before the final battle, and they remembered after he died because they were no longer affected by the founding Titan's powers anymore. However, this was a bit different when it came to Mikasa, as the Ackermans were immune. So basically, Eren planned everything from the beginning, all of it to save the people he loved. And that's how he became one of the biggest villains of all time. So that's what happened during the end of Attack on Titan. It did receive a lot of criticism because no one expected the series to end this way. Of course, there was that awkward bird scene, and the way they didn't show us what happened to Mikasa when she grew up was somewhat of a waste. But for the most part, I kinda liked it. And I think Isayama did a solid job in ending a series that was loved by so many fans. Sure, it wasn't like the ending of Code Geass, but for a series that went on for so long and had so many plot twists until the end, it's still a masterpiece in its own right. Since Season 1, everyone knew Attack on Titan had potential. As the seasons went on, it proved that it was worthy of becoming the anime it is now. Attack on Titan may have ended, but it will continue to live on in this generation as a series that showed us how amazing writing can transform an anime. So that's it for our video about the end of Attack on Titan. We've been waiting for it to be animated for a long time, and boy did it deliver. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you'll be updated with our latest videos. See you next time!